Welcome back, everybody. So thank you for watching my past two videos. I think this is going to be my third video that I'm posting, and I appreciate all the interaction that you guys have been doing. This past weekend I went up to New Hampshire for a nice little weekend trip, and I took the M340, and while I was gone my Dinan intake came, so I figured I'd make a video about that. And I'm just gonna throw up a few clips from New Hampshire so you guys can see a couple things that we did, so I'll throw those up now. So New Hampshire was fun. The car did amazing. For gas mileage, on the way up there it got 34.3. And then while we were up there, I kind of ripped around, had fun, enjoyed driving on the road without a lot of people around, which is always nice. And then drove back home. I probably ended up doing around probably 300 miles. And the average miles per gallon at the end of the trip were, I think, 29.8. So right at 30 miles a gallon. And I was very impressed because I did a lot of fun driving up in New Hampshire, and it still averaged out to 30 miles a gallon, which was great to see. And just, I love the versatility of the car in general. So when I got back Sunday, I installed the intake, and it was all overall pretty easy. I needed some help from my girlfriend because there were really tight spots attaching the hose clamps and screwing them in, and my hands are fat and short, so I couldn't really fit in there. So I was very happy that I had her help, or it would have taken a lot longer without the proper extensions and everything. So I can pop the hood and I'll show you guys what it looks like in the engine bay. Just have to go in. You can see the ambient lighting. I'm in a parking garage right now, obviously, but so under the hood is the now Dinan intake, and I'll throw up a before picture now. So then, and now the after. I love how it looks. You can see it's carbon fiber, and then the little, I think it's a turbo inlet tube they call it, is also carbon fiber. And I'll break out my flashlight so you can see the carbon a little better. So the uninstalling the stock one was really easy. There was one hose clamp down there that you had to break with the screwdriver. It was easy. Then that came out, and then the stock intake all in one piece. You just lift it out, very easy. And then installing the Dinan intake was also pretty easy. The most tedious thing was attaching the turbo inlet pipe. There was a bunch of tiny little screws and bolts, and that's where I needed help because my big fingers weren't working too good. So that was probably the most tedious. And then other than that, it was really easy. The only other struggle was, let me get my flashlight again, that little hose clamp down there. I think you can see the head of it. I couldn't reach my hands down there, and I didn't have the proper extensions, so that was a bit difficult, but we ended up getting it eventually. So in general, I think it really complements the engine bay. It makes you want to buy, I think it's called the Venturi or something like that, the B58 engine cover that's carbon, and then also the strut tower braces. So I might end up purchasing those, but they're pretty expensive, so that's not really a priority, but it would look awesome. So for difference in sound and performance, I haven't noticed much difference on like the cold start and then a warm start. I don't think it sounded too much different, but driving the car is very different. And I'm gonna hop in the car and give you guys a POV for the sounds, and I'll rev it in here a couple times. But in Sport Plus, you can hear it, hear the turbo like crazy. The exhaust to me sounds a little bit different, almost more raspy, and the throttle has a bit more response. I think some of it is kind of just in my head, thinking I installed it and therefore think it sounds different. But you can definitely hear the turbo, and overall the car sounds awesome, especially like under a bridge or in a tunnel. I've noticed it definitely a big difference, which some videos I watched said there wasn't too big of a difference, so I was skeptical, but in my experience it sounds awesome. So I'll give you a couple revs. I'll hop in the car, film those, and then do a quick POV for try and get the sound clips. It might not come through too good on the audio, but I'll definitely try and get those for you guys, and then after those two things I'll wrap it up and keep this video nice and short. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you when I hop in and do the revs. Alright guys, so that's gonna wrap up this video. I hope the audio came out pretty good. In person you can 100% hear the turbo better, the throttle feels better, and the overall sound just sounds better. I just hope it came through on video. If it didn't, I might try and make another video and I can talk about it more if you guys have any questions, but trying to keep this one relatively short. If anything, you could hear a few revs and get my thoughts on the intake. Overall, I'd highly recommend it for everyone. I think it looks great, it sounds great. Pretty easy install in total. I think it only took like 2 hours from totally unboxing it to finished install. And really no complaints about it at all. So if you're interested, I'll put a link in the bio. I don't get anything from that link, but just so it's easier for you guys to find. And I'd appreciate if you like and subscribe. If you comment, I love replying to your comments and just chatting. That'd be awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one.